What if I told you that the world you know is a carefully constructed illusion, one that preaches fairness, kindness, and virtue as if they were the secret ingredients to success? For too long, we've been fed the comforting lie that doing good, obeying the rules, and showing compassion will eventually reward us with fortune and recognition. But let's face a hard truth. While you've been busy perfecting your character, a silent revolution has been taking place. The truth is not that merit naturally rises to the top, it's that the game is rigged by those who've mastered the art of power. Have you ever noticed how the truly influential rarely got there by playing by the conventional rules? They didn't simply accumulate virtue like badges of honor or rely solely on hard work. Instead, they grasped an essential secret. Life doesn't distribute rewards based on a flawless moral ledger. It favors those who understand the language of power. And that knowledge? It remains a taboo topic, one that most of us are too scared to acknowledge. Let's break it down. While you were busy polishing your integrity, others were learning to navigate the undercurrents of influence. They saw that the rules taught to you were not bridges to success, but barriers designed to keep you complacent. You've been conditioned to believe that empathy and altruism are the ultimate virtues. Yet, in the realm of real progress, those very traits can become a straitjacket, holding you back from taking the bold steps needed to seize your destiny. Consider the uncomfortable reality. The world is not a meritocracy. Instead, it's a chessboard where the most daring make their moves without seeking permission. Every rule you follow, every time you suppress your ambition to avoid conflict, you're not acting out of wisdom. You're surrendering a part of your power. And surrender in this relentless game is a luxury you simply can't afford. Now, listen closely. This isn't an invitation to become ruthless, nor is it a call to abandon empathy. It's a wake-up call. It's about learning to wield your power with intelligence, not cruelty. It's about understanding that the very values you were raised on, obedience, unyielding kindness, and unquestioning loyalty, are not universal truths. They're constructs designed to keep you docile. They keep you from recognizing that true strength comes from embracing both your light and your dark. Yes, your dark side, the part you've been taught to hide, is a reservoir of untapped energy. It's that raw, unrefined force within you that's been screaming for acknowledgement. Every moment you spend denying it, you're losing a piece of yourself that could propel you forward. The philosophers of old spoke of the shadow, the hidden aspect of our being. The power to transform your life lies in integrating this shadow, not in eradicating it. When you learn to channel your inner fire, you harness a formidable strength that goes beyond mere morality. It becomes a driving force to reshape your world. Let's dive deeper. Traditional morality teaches you that ambition is a sin, that striving for greatness is a selfish endeavor. You've been conditioned to equate humility with weakness. But what if true humility isn't about diminishing your own light, but about understanding that your light can shine without dimming others? Real ambition isn't about crushing everyone in your path. It's about breaking free from the invisible chains that hold you back from realizing your full potential. Think about the countless souls who've been sidelined simply because they dared to be different. They weren't rejected because they lacked talent or intelligence. They were rejected because their vision did not fit neatly into the established narrative. The game is rigged in such a way that the loudest critics are often the ones who fear the power of genuine transformation the most. And while you might be busy trying to please everyone, the true movers and shakers are already rewriting the rules in their favor. Now, let me ask you a question. How many opportunities have you let slip away, all because you were too worried about making someone uncomfortable? How many times have you silenced your own dreams because you feared the backlash of breaking free from the norm? Every moment spent on self-doubt, every minute dedicated to appeasing others, is a moment stolen from your future, the future where you could be the architect of your own destiny. Imagine a life where you don't crave approval, where your actions aren't shackled by the fear of social rejection. Imagine living with the fierce understanding that the opinions of others are fleeting and that the only validation you truly need comes from within. This isn't about becoming an unfeeling tyrant. It's about reclaiming your agency. It's about recognizing that power, when wielded with wisdom, is not an end in itself, but a tool for genuine self-creation. This is where the journey gets personal. Embracing your power means confronting the uncomfortable truth. Your identity is a work in progress. The person you are today is not the person you were born to be. It's a collage of every fear, every insecurity, every time you chose comfort over risk. And while it may be painful, every transformative journey requires a small death of the old self. Letting go of who you think you should be and stepping into who you truly are is not just a choice, it's a revolution. Yes, the path to self-empowerment is steep and littered with resistance. As you awaken to your own potential, you'll encounter opposition from every corner. People will criticize you, label you as arrogant or selfish, and try to drag you back into the comforting embrace of conformity. But remember, the louder the noise from the outside, the more it proves that you're on the right track. Real growth is never popular. It's messy, it's complicated, and it often comes with the price of loneliness. Yet, it's also the only path that leads to genuine freedom. Consider this another perspective on power. True strength isn't measured by how loudly you can shout or how many followers you have. It's measured by the quiet confidence of knowing who you are and by the relentless pursuit of your own truth. It's about taking calculated risks, standing firm in the face of opposition, and making decisions that align with your inner vision rather than the crowd's expectation. You learn to trust your own judgment. When you finally silence the inner critic that tells you to play it safe, you discover a freedom that is both exhilarating and terrifying. This isn't a call to abandon all empathy or to become callous. On the contrary, it's an invitation to balance your innate kindness with a newfound strategic mindset, to recognize that while compassion is a virtue, it doesn't pay the bills or move mountains. It's that synthesis of heart and mind, of emotional intelligence and calculated ambition, that separates those who merely survive from those who truly thrive. Pause and reflect for a moment. Every decision you've made out of fear, every compromise you've accepted for the sake of peace, has chipped away at the formidable force you could be. You've been conditioned to think that harmony is achieved by suppressing your true self, that rebellion is synonymous with chaos. But real harmony isn't found in blind obedience. It's found in the courageous act of challenging the status quo and daring to be unapologetically you. There's a subtle art to this rebellion, a mastery of using your inner strength to forge your own path without trampling on others. It's about finding that sweet spot where ambition and integrity coexist, where you don't have to sacrifice your soul to get ahead. Instead of being a pawn in someone else's game, you become the architect of your own destiny, a leader not because you dominate, but because you inspire. Let me share one more truth with you. The most significant battles aren't fought on the outside, they're fought within. Every time you choose to silence your inner voice in favor of what society deems acceptable, you're betraying a piece of yourself. The journey to self-realization isn't about conforming to an ideal, it's about transcending it. It's about acknowledging that the parts of you you've long denied are the very parts that hold the key to your liberation. Your shadow, the doubts, the suppressed anger, the unmet desires, is not your enemy. It is the fuel that can propel you into realms you never thought possible. Embracing it doesn't mean giving in to destructive impulses. It means harnessing that raw energy to dismantle the limitations imposed on you. The integration of your shadow is the ultimate act of self-mastery, transforming vulnerabilities into strengths and fears into catalysts for change. So, what does this mean for you? It means that if you're serious about transcending mediocrity, it's time to shed the layers of self-imposed limitations. It means recognizing that waiting for permission, for validation, or for the perfect moment is nothing more than an excuse, a chain that binds you to a life of unfulfilled potential. The moment you decide to act, to claim your space, and to voice your own truth, become unstoppable. The road ahead won't be easy. You'll face criticism, isolation, and moments of doubt. But every obstacle, every setback, is a lesson in resilience. The more you challenge the norms, the more you disrupt the comfort of the status quo, the more you prove that you're not here to be a silent bystander. You're here to make waves, to shake the foundations of a system that thrives on conformity, and to carve out a future that is authentically yours. Imagine a future where your decisions aren't governed by the fear of judgment, but by the sheer force of your own ambition. A future where you no longer ask for permission, create your own opportunities, where every challenge is met with a steely resolve and every setback fuels your determination. That's not just a dream, it's a possibility waiting to be realized. It starts with one simple, radical choice: to stop playing by the old rules and to start writing your own. Let this be your call to arms. Rise up and reclaim the power that's been dormant inside you. Understand that true freedom comes from within, from the courage to face your darkest parts and transform them into a driving force for change. Every time you hesitate, every time you let fear dictate your actions, you're giving away the very essence of who you are. And while the price of awakening may be steep, the reward is a life unbound by expectations, a life where you are the master of your destiny. This is not about rejecting compassion or empathy. It's about reawakening the warrior within, one that balances strength with sensitivity, ambition with awareness. It's about acknowledging that while the world may reward the loud and the aggressive, it is ultimately the thoughtful, self-aware, and resolute who leave an indelible mark on history. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that is fearless, unapologetic, and profoundly real. As you stand at the crossroads of transformation, remember this: the journey to becoming truly unstoppable is not paved with the accolades of conformity, but with the courage to disrupt the narrative. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, every time you stand firm in the face of societal pressure, you chip away at the illusion that you must be someone else to succeed. So, as you listen to these words, ask yourself, are you ready to let go of the old self that no longer serves you? Are you prepared to confront the mirror and see not a fragile reflection, but a titan forged by your own will? The answers lie within, waiting for you to seize them. In the end, success is not a destination bestowed by fate or fairness. It's a relentless pursuit defined by the audacity to transform, to disrupt, and to evolve. It's the realization that power is not a corrupting force when it's harnessed with integrity, but a liberating one that can elevate you above the mediocrity of a predetermined path. So, break free from the chains of conventional wisdom, discard the outdated notion that kindness alone is enough, and step into the arena of your own making. The time for passive acceptance is over. The era of calculated, self-determined action is here. You have within you the capacity to reshape your reality, to challenge the status quo, and to rise above the limitations imposed by a society that fears true change. The price of this awakening is the courage to be different, to be bold, and to be unapologetically yourself. This is your moment. Embrace the discomfort, for it is the precursor to growth. Channel your inner fire, let your shadow guide you, and transform every fragment of doubt into a building block for the empire you are destined to create. When you stop waiting for the world to validate your worth, you will finally understand that the only approval that matters is your own. So, stand tall. Let your voice be heard, not as a plea for acceptance, but as a declaration of your right to exist fully and fiercely in a world that often rewards conformity over courage. Your journey is not just about attaining success, it's about awakening to the limitless power that lies within you. And remember, every great revolution in history began with a single act of defiance, a refusal to be bound by the expectations of others. Today, that defiance is yours to claim. Step forward, embrace your power, and start living on your own terms. The world may not be ready for the real you, but that's no reason to hide in the shadows. You were not born to be a silent observer. You were born to lead, to disrupt, and to inspire. The system may have its rules, but you have the strength to rewrite them. Let your life be a testament to the fact that true power is earned, not given, and that when you harness every facet of your being, even the parts that once scared you, you become unstoppable. This is your invitation to a new beginning, a call to break the chains of complacency, to dare where others hesitate, and to claim the freedom that comes with knowing who you truly are. The time is now. The journey is long, the path is arduous, but the reward is nothing short of transformative. Choose to be more than just another face in the crowd. Choose to be the force that disrupts, the visionary that challenges, and the warrior that rises above. In doing so, you not only change your own life, you ignite the spark that will inspire others to break free as well. So, ask yourself one final question. Are you ready to stop playing by their rules and start building a life that reflects the true power within you? The answer is yours to decide, and the revolution begins with that choice. Welcome to the awakening. Welcome to the journey of becoming truly, irrevocably, and unapologetically you.